I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by Dr. Karo Obinaka, ASU's chairman in the University of Lagos. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Well, ASU members have been on strike for almost 3 months. Parents are distraught, and children are, or students I should say, are supposed to be in school. How are we going to resolve this situation?
I'll put it this way. We have to be a little much more honest. Red herring from the part of government, propaganda, blackmails will not solve the problem. There are facts on ground, and I think if we face the facts and try as much as possible to address those facts, the issue will be resolved. I want to reiterate that ASU does not have this agreement with government. We have an agreement with government, and we are calling on government to implement that agreement. On behalf of Nigerians, not to please ASU, to please Nigerians. And that is what our plea. Because if you look at the contentious money released, a chunk of that money is going for rehabilitation, renovation of hostel. All the universities were given 2 billion naira each to reconstruct new hostels. That is not for ASU. It's for poor Nigerian students. You can see students doing menial jobs. They are not children of senators. And so what is the big deal? Revamping our educational system.
Well, it's 86 days, actually, and this deadlock persists. Now, could professional negotiators make a difference? And what would be the options?
This is based on assumption that the agreement was not based on some quantum of professionalism. The agreement itself, as far back as 2009, took 3 years for it to be brokered. And we had sufficient professionals headed by Gamaliel Onosode. And so there was Babalakin there. Government had advisors, Julius Okoje, that is creating more problems today as if he never knew about the agreement. We had a need assessment, and it was carried out by professionals and experts and presented to government. 2009 to 2013 is quite a lengthy period for any serious-minded person to implement an agreement. That is the point the union is making.
Well, let's bring this back to today. And NANS mobilized students to protest. This is happening in Lagos for the first time since ASU struck this time. I know it's happened in some other states. But what else can we expect if this face-off continues?
Now, unlike before, the union actually deliberately shielded students out of the whole matter. But the campaign started that ASU was on this thing for personal reasons, and the moment they pay them, they call off the strike. And so we have to take it to the students. We have to make the agreement available to them. And they saw fast that this thing is about them. It's not about us. It's about quality education. It's not about quantity education. It's about making our students live a life that is meaningful and that is useful, and not to stay in pigsty called hostels. And so today, it is much more difficult for the government to use the students even against their lecturers. So they are ready to come out to fight for their right. They know that amongst them, you don't have the children of ministers. You don't have the children of governors. So they know that it's a battle that they have to take on their own. We've been avoiding this because we don't want a situation where they begin to say one student killed, only one student was killed. We've been avoiding it. And so we want to shield our students from all this problem. But government need to address this issue urgently. A day lost is not a joke. And so nobody is happy about it.
Well, I still have to bring this back to the students. I mean, you saw the story about them taking on menial jobs. But the truth is that others may be adversely engaged. They may be doing mischievous things. Is ASU not concerned about these adverse effects?
You see, it is worrisome. But the basic thing is that it has to do with one's family background. A child that is well brought up will not engage in such things. And so the appeal should go more to parents. Even while they are in school, we've read reports about students engaging in fraud and other things. And so it depends on your background. It depends on your upbringing. And the ones that are doing what they call decent job, you discover that they are for people from poor backgrounds. And they've seen dignity in this type of labor, which is good. And some of them are engaged in teaching, part-time teaching, lesson teachers and all that. Some of them are engaged in a lot of host of other things. Some of them are into even catering schools and other things. And so we want to appeal to students to really focus on that which is positive and virtuous.
Thank you very much for coming on the News at 10.
Thanks so much.
I've been speaking with Dr. Caro Winaka, ASU's chairman at the University of Lagos, about ASU's ongoing strike.